So, hello everyone. Welcome if you are new to the channel. Welcome back if you love me. We are here for all sign guidance. We're going to pull what I usually pull. I'm going to pull 3 cards for all the modalities, right? Cardinal, fixed, and mutable. And then I'm going to pull a card for each of the 4 elements: fire, earth, air, water. And we're going to read for each of the 12 zodiac signs that way. This is my combination deck. It is a combination of the Super Attractor cards by Gabrielle Bernstein and my Power of Love cards by James Van Praagh. Ooh, special message. We are elevating. Remember, we are all elevating, okay? You are making the conscious decision to raise your vibration to love. That's why we are all here. All right. So I'm going to do a quick shuffle on these cards and see just where our energies are at guidance-wise. All right. Don't forget to drop a like and leave me comments. I love to know how the different messages that have come through for the month resonated with you and have served you in some way, right? Because that's why I'm here. That's kind of why I'm here, to be of service in the highest, right? That's why I'm here. So, Spirit, please. Cardinal energy. What card do we need for cardinal energy? Okay. For fixed energy, fixed signs. What card do we need for fixed signs? What guidance? We've got 2. Elevation came back out, so I'm just going to set this aside. It is especially special for fixed signs, but that card wanted to come back out. All right, so we're just going to leave that there. All right, and which card above all others for mutable signs? All righty. All right, and for fire signs, what reminder for fire signs, please, Spirit? We've got humility. Okay, for earth signs, joy. For air signs, expression. And for water signs, cause and effect. So we got all Super Attractor cards for the modalities and all Power of Love cards for the elements. So thanks, Spirit, for the ASMR. Bottom of the deck, when I introduce joy to a situation, I change the vibrational frequency of what's happening around me. Right, adding joy to any situation, finding it within yourself, letting it ripple outwards, changes the frequency of everything going on around you. All right, that is the reminder. So, I'll put that over here. The said elevation card. Okay. So, cardinal fire. Let me use my card holder. Cardinal fire. Aries. I choose to be a super attractor and have unwavering faith in the universe. Remember, you have developed the loving awareness that you and everyone else are on the same but different paths. All right, humility. If you're going to attract what you want, Aries, right, no matter what you want is, when you take the specifics of who and the specifics of where and the specifics of when and the specifics of how off, when you just know what it is that you want to attract without the specifics, and you choose to be a super attractor, have unwavering faith in the universe, and remember, everybody is on the same path but differently. Okay, we're all here healing, we're all here returning to our union within energy, our divine oneness within. We're all looking for joy, we're all looking for happiness, we're all looking for compassion and mercy and truth, right? We're all looking for these things. And sometimes we have to just take leaps of faith forward, even if it doesn't make sense, because if it's not aligned with the feeling of what is joy and what is compassion and what is happiness, if it's not already creating those feelings, your reality, then you need to let it go and make room for what will. Right? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is insanity. So if you're expecting these wonderful things that you desire out of a situation or a person that's not creating them for you, and you're doing it every day, well, it's kind of crazy, isn't it? People show you who they are, right? Situations are exactly what they are. And they change, situations change, people change when you change and allow yourself to manifest new situations and new people, right? So, Aries. Okay. Cardinal, Earth. Capricorn. Choosing to be a super attractor and have unwavering faith in the universe. Remember, joy. You delight in the love of life and bring a spirit of fun to all that you do. If you want to be in the alignment of your highest manifestation, Cap, all you really have to do is have faith in the universe and allow joy to come back into the situation. Right, your reading, I believe someone was trying to get back in. So if you really do want this person and this person has embarrassed themselves thoroughly with their behavior, then you really might want to come to them lighthearted. Come to them with a smile, joke about it, like, don't make them feel heavy. You know, don't let them feel like, you know, they've made such a mistake and don't you ever do it again, because that's only going to upset them. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to start over with something or someone or move forward in general with or without them, then really have a smile on your face while you do it, so that that smile can be contagious, right? An unwavering faith in the universe that is going to work out in the highest good no matter what, as long as you're in alignment with those energies, right? Remembering you're an attractor, remembering that your energy, what you put out comes back to you, right? It is universal law. And so as long as you're putting out joyous moments and a joyous vibration, that is what's most likely to come back to you one way or another. Okay. Have fun. It's just life, right? Might want to remind whoever it is coming back to you that, you know, it's just life. It's nothing too crazy, right? So Cardinal, Air, Libra. Alright, so I choose to be a super attractor and have unwavering faith in the universe. Remember, you are ready to manifest your thoughts and transform them into acts of love. Right? Remember expression. Communication is key, Libra. Right? Especially if you're dealing with people who are apathetic or you yourself are in an apathetic state. Being able to communicate clearly is key, regardless of other people. Like, if other people are losing their shit, you can't be losing your shit, right? If other people have lost all sense of logic and reason, then you have to maintain logic and reason. If people are just doing what's expected of them and they're not listening to their intuition, or they're negating their feelings, then you have to be able to listen to your intuition and put logic and reason aside to listen to your feelings, right? To feel what's going on, feel the energy. I think that when you are capable or able or willing to remember that everything is possible as far as what you want to manifest, if you're in the right alignment for it, right? Like, I believe regardless of charts, like birth charts being fucking insane and some people being aligned to practically kill each other, if you could understand another person, you can communicate and work through it and move forward, right? Like anybody could technically be with anybody with understanding. And so, unwavering faith that if one way of expressing yourself isn't getting what you want accomplished, there's another way to communicate, right? Sometimes it's communicating with our actions. Sometimes it's communicating with our words. Sometimes it's communicating in a way that goes unspoken, right? Sometimes the best communication is what is unspoken, what we refrain from saying, right? So remember, expression is key. You can manifest your thoughts and transform them into acts of love and be that kind of creator, right? Unwavering faith in the universe when you choose to attract what it is that you want to receive by being it, okay? Cardinal, water, Cancer. I choose to be a super attractor and have unwavering faith in the universe. Remember, you are aware that the love you create in your thoughts is an agent of change and the foundation of your results, right? Remember cause and effect. This is another universal law, okay? Cause and effect is another universal law, and it's all about action and reaction. Everything you do creates a consequence, including everything you choose not to do, right? Whatever it is that is the initial action or inaction, which are both action, it creates an effect. It creates a result, right? So choosing to be the super attractor and having unwavering faith in the universe, you have to remember that you are aware of the love you create in your thoughts, right? That it's an agent of change in the foundation of your results. If you have good intentions, if you have a positive vision, right, in your third eye that you're holding on to, despite everything going on in the reality, you're seeing a positive result in your mind's eye, and that's what you're shooting for. You're shooting for the positive result, despite all intrusive thoughts wanting to be negative, right? See the worst. See the worst possible outcome. Be pessimistic. It's all going to go to shit, right? See that worst possible outcome. Try and avoid it so that it becomes a reality. Like, if you can put those intrusive thoughts to the side and say, no, like, no. I know that this is possible, and hold a high vision, and then have faith in the universe that you will be guided to appropriate actions in order to create that vision, that high vision, then that's exactly what's going to happen. That's some super attractive shit right there. Okay? Cancer. I got faith you got this, because I know you're reading. I got faith you've got that under control. You know exactly what to do, okay? Now, fixed signs. Fixed. Fire. Leo. I slow down and listen to the guidance that's available to me. Remember, you have developed a loving awareness that you and everyone else are the same but on different paths. All right, so Leo, you already know, right? You already know. You're being divinely guided by angels, not just via your intuition, but in the reality, right? You've got earth angels around you, okay? You are aware that everybody's healing. You're healing things, other people are healing things, and that when you're able to slow down from what it is you're afraid of or what it is that you really wish would really happen, right? If you can slow down for a minute and remember that everybody's just healing here. It doesn't matter what age you are. You can be 6, you could be 10, you could be 12, you could be 18, you could be 27, you could be 33, you could be 42, you could be 58, okay? You could be 79. It doesn't matter how old you are, you're learning. If you're alive, you're learning. You're not, you know, some ascended master yet. Okay? All right, you haven't ascended into archangeldom yet. but you're on your way there, right? That's why we're all here, because we're on our way there. And if you can remember that no matter who you're dealing with, whether they're younger than you or older than you, that age is truly just a number. And that our souls are just facets of one huge collective piece that's healing. Embrace the fact that someone's on a different path learning, and that their path is not the same as your path. It doesn't matter what their label is, what their title is, who they are to you, or who they're not to you, who you wish they were to you. They're just a soul here. They're just a human, living an experience for their soul to understand and learn through. And you don't have to be hurt by other people's actions. You don't have to be hurt by other people's choices. People hurt themselves with their own choices. And you choosing to be hurt by someone else's choice is literally you choosing to be hurt. Because someone else chose things, and it's not even within your control. It has nothing to do with you. Their choices, people's choices out there in the world, have nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them and their healing, right? Their path. Their choices reflect their path and their healing, right? And it's different than yours. You would make a different choice than they would because you're on a different path than them. Right? If you're a parent and you have children, maybe you're really good to your children. Maybe your children are everything to you. And maybe the other parent, that's not the choices that they're making, right? Maybe their addiction is more important, or their partner is more important, or their career is more important than their children, right? You wouldn't make the same choices they're making, and that's because they're on a different path, right? It's no different with children with their parents. Maybe you as a parent, right? If you're a child, right? And you have a parent who's making choices that you don't understand, because if you were in their shoes, you would be making different choices. It's because they're on a different path than you. They're learning and healing in a different way. It has nothing to do with you or how good you are or not good you are, right? It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them and their healing, right? So humility, remembering that your angels are with you always in this life. And if people are not choosing to be in alignment with you, that's okay. They're just a soul here, right? They're just a human, all labels and titles taken off. They're just a human figuring it out. And you don't have to choose to be hurt by anybody, right? You can choose to lovingly embrace who is around you in your life, who your angels are in your life, and focus there instead of on what's not. Okay. Leo. We're keeping that one. Fixed Earth. Taurus. Full gang. Alright, so I slow down and listen to the guidance that's available to me. Delight in the love of life and bring a spirit of fun to all that you do. Remember joy. Alright. Taurus, sometimes it's all work and no play, and it makes us dull. Okay? We work really hard and forget to laugh. Which is why I fucking love my job. And I know my coworkers love me because I'm the crazy Sag stellium that breaks up the workday. Like, I will literally be walking down the aisles just kind of like jamming out and dancing to my earpods. And I'll have ridiculous, ludicrous conversations that are probably inappropriate for a workplace, but it has everybody rolling and dying. Like, it breaks up the day. Like, sometimes you just have to let yourself be in a state of joy and not let life be so heavy, right? Not let things become redundant or so mundane that you forget the beauty of the esoteric, right? There is magic in laughter. There is magic in smiling. And sometimes you just have to bring that spirit of fun to what you're doing. Because otherwise, it's like fucking drudgery. Right? It's drudgery. If you don't love what you're doing and love who's around you and love the atmosphere and you're not creating it for yourself, well, it's drudgery. It gets really heavy and dull and stale. So take some time to slow down from all of the I have to's and the big to-do lists and the big whatevers, obligations and expectations and whatever, real life mundane shit, and just take like 5 fucking minutes to have fun. Like, I woke up this morning and I had that Lil Jon song stuck in my head, Snap Your Fingers. And I woke up like, snap your fingers, do the step. You could do it all by yourself. That's what the fuck I was singing and doing. Like, before I even got my coffee. Like I said, you gotta get your coffee first. Like, you can't have fun, you can't smile, and you can't enjoy your day until you have your coffee first. Like, you can wake up with Lil Jon and snapping your fingers. Before you even have your coffee. So you know what, Taurus? Just take a minute and slow down and be like, you know what? Everything can wait for 5 minutes because I gotta snap my fingers and do my step. And just bring a smile back to your life, especially if you can't really remember the last time you did that. Right? The last time you busted out fucking laughing. So, bring joy back in, right, Taurus? All right. Fixed air. Aquarius. I slow down and listen to the guidance that's available to me. Remember, you are ready to manifest your thoughts and transform them into acts of love. Remember expression, which was a big deal for Aquarius because Aquarius's reading was all about having a lot of anxiety about reaching out and communicating, especially because they're doing their best to come forward as a new person and are probably dealing with the fear of being seen or received as the old person. And the fact of the matter is, Aqua, you'll never know unless you try, right? You'll never know if it works out or doesn't work out, or if it's meant for you or not meant for you, if you just stagnate somewhere. So, worst comes to worst, you move forward. You might not know what forward looks like, but worst case scenario is you move forward, which is also the best case scenario, right? So there's no lose there. That's a win-win. And that's probably the way to look at it, right? So whatever you're thinking about, let yourself transform them into acts of love, right? Slow down, breathe. It's fine. It's fine. You can do this, right? You know, I had a conversation with someone once, and he was a Virgo. So maybe Virgo is significant for you. Maybe you have some strong Virgo placements or hard Virgo detrimental energies, right? Malefics or something like that in Virgo. I had a conversation with someone once, and he was 10 years old at the time. He was, or is rather, a baby who was born from addicts, okay? He was born with drugs in his system. He deals with really severe ADHD. He has no impulse control at all. And he can't actually keep his thoughts inside of his head. Like, anything he thinks, it immediately comes out. And so he's constantly being corrected. Like, don't do that, be quiet, you know. And it's difficult for him because he really couldn't help it. And he had ripped a piece of wallpaper off in the bathroom because the seam right between the two pieces of wallpaper had a little tear, and he could not, right, no impulse control, could not help but pull it and rip it, which created a big tear on the wall, right, about yay big. And his older siblings obviously would not have done that, okay? They would not have done that. They would not have gone into the bathroom and ripped it off the wall. They know better, okay? And it was really obvious to everybody that it was him. And he was lying about it, like, no, it wasn't me, and he was getting really furious. His mother was ripping into him. His father couldn't handle it at all, right? Just completely ignored it, negated it, went outside, started chain smoking some cigarettes, like, just wasn't even going to be a part of it. And his mom was just yelling at him in the kitchen, and I was sitting there on the couch, and I could see this visceral look of hate and anger in his eyes, like just wanted to lash out at his mom for blaming him and accusing him of doing something that he was saying he didn't do, but obviously did. And he was getting really angry at her for not believing him. And I intervened. I actually intervened. And I asked Mom if I could just have a word with him for a second. And she was right there, you know, in the kitchen, and I'm talking to him, and I said, listen, like, it's okay, I know you're upset, and you and I both know that your siblings didn't do it, right? I said, and you lied, and that's okay, because you didn't want to get in trouble, right? I understand you didn't want to get in trouble, but you don't want your siblings to get in trouble either. You don't want your mom to be upset. You don't want to be upset. I said, so how about, even though you lied, instead of still lying, why don't we just give your mom a hug and tell her that you're sorry? And we don't have to yell at each other anymore, because your mom doesn't want to be mad at you. She just wants to know the truth, you know? I said, you don't have to keep lying. Even if you already lied, it's okay. Like, you can tell the truth and give your mom a hug and say you're sorry. And he did. He broke down in freaking tears and started sobbing. He hugged his mom, and he was like, I'm sorry. Like, I did it. I'm sorry. And he just started crying, and she literally just hugged him back. It was like, it's okay. It's okay. You know, like, we just needed to make sure that you knew that what you did, you shouldn't do it again. You know what I mean? And it was like one of those moments where sometimes you just have to take that minute, right, and slow down. Like, don't get all lost in the hype and get upset with somebody else who's mad at you because you legit did something incorrectly, right? You legit made a mistake. And even if you were trying to protect yourself, even if you were defensive, even if you were trying to protect whatever it was you were trying to protect, your image, your reputation, your heart space, like, whatever it was, like, sometimes you have to stop and realize that maybe who you're mad at is not really who you're mad at. Maybe you're mad at yourself. And maybe sometimes we make mistakes, and sometimes we have to have those communications and acknowledge, you know, like, listen, I'm sorry. I know that I did this, and I know that I did that, and I said this, and I said that, and I'm sorry. Like, I love you, and I'm sorry, and I know what I did was wrong. Can we move forward? You know what I mean? And that's the kind of energy, Aqua, that I feel can really benefit you for July, right? It's okay if we make mistakes. Sometimes we just have to express them and acknowledge what it was that we were trying to protect, right? Like the boy that I was talking about in the story, like he was protecting himself from getting in trouble. He didn't want to get punished. He didn't want to lose something because he made a mistake, right? He didn't want to lose his game, or he didn't want to lose playing with the family. Like, he didn't want to lose because he made a mistake he couldn't control, right? He was just reactive. And sometimes you got to slow down and listen to your inner guidance, right? Your angels are talking to you. They're with you as above and so below, and they're letting you know it's okay. Don't double down. Don't double down and triple down on your mistake. Don't quadruple down if you've already tripled down, right? Like, please stop and let yourself correct it, right? Let yourself express whatever it is that you need to express, all right? Aqua. Fixed water. Scorpio. I slow down and listen to the guidance that's available to me. Remember, you are aware that the love you create in your thoughts is an agent of change and the foundation of your results. When you slow down, and Scorpio, this is essentially what your reading was about. Okay, Scorpio finally had a major breakthrough and realized the sabotage, right? And when you take that minute to slow down, right, and you're not chasing the instant gratification of the moment, but the long-term gratification of your choices, and you're listening to your intuition that says, hey, I know you want to do this, but every time you do this, you feel this way about it, or you feel this way about yourself, like, do you really want to keep doing it? You know? Cause and effect. Every action or inaction has a reaction. It has a consequence. It has a result. Something happens because you did something. Something happens because you didn't do something, right? Something always happens because something was chosen. And if you slow down and really listen to yourself and the earth angels around you, I think what you'll realize is that listening to your inner guidance system, listening to your earth angels around you that love you unconditionally and would only want the best happiness for you, I think that becoming aware of the love you create with your choices, right, and your thoughts, thinking differently, perceiving differently, is the agent of change in the foundation of your results, right? Scorpio can manifest their dreams. They can create better when they choose to think things through differently, right? It's not about the short-term gratification, it's long-term. What means the most to me long-term? And how are my short-term actions or choices or perceptions keeping me from manifesting my long-term gratitude, long-term joy, right? So the guidance is to really tune into yourself and say, you know, if these actions that I'm taking, would they cause chaos in my life? Could they ever cause chaos in my life? Because secrets, the universe, you can't keep secrets from the universe, right? We've had conversations about trying to sweep it under the rug, and the universe pulls the rug out from under you and says, nope, there's your dirt. Who's clean? Whose energy's clean, right? No. I think this is about being real with yourself. Like, can you, who you are in 5 years, right? If you pictured yourself 5 years from now, could your 5 years from now future self be proud of you for the choices that you're making today? Because that's the question. If the you 5 years from now could be really proud of you for the choice you're making today, do it. And if your future self would look back at you like, what the fuck were you doing? Then don't do it. Right. Slow down and take a minute to digest what it is that you're doing and choosing, okay? So, mutable, fire. Sagittarius. It says, I let an inner sense of quiet multiply each day as I strengthen my faith in the love of the universe. Remember, you've developed a loving awareness that you and everyone else are on the same but different paths. Right. Sag, who we know is not quiet. If you've been on my channel long enough. I'm not quiet. But it's letting that sense of, that inner sense of quiet, right? Allowing your own inner world, no matter how loud you may be in the outer world, right? That your inner world is at peace. And that every day that you allow that peace to multiply within yourself and strengthen within yourself, it helps you with that faith in the universe, because the universe starts to show things, right? It starts to manifest things. It starts to create things. Like, everybody's healing and healing in different ways. So, you know, Sag their reading was all about fortune and favor. Something coming into alignment that's big. And I feel like Sag, because I want to say someone is probably coming back, and your peace can't be disturbed because you won't let it, right? Your peace is your peace. You found that within yourself. But knowing that maybe someone had to heal a certain way, right? Knowing that someone maybe had to heal a certain way, and they didn't heal the way that you thought or wanted or would have preferred them heal. But they did heal, right? The path that they were on and the path that they took in their highest good may definitely end up bringing them back in your direction. So allow your inner sense of quiet to really strengthen your connection with the divine. And hold that awareness, right? Hold that loving awareness that you and everyone else are the same, right? We're all the same. Different paths, learning in different ways, but truly the same. So, stay humble and stay authentically you, especially if it's loud. My humble Sagittarian opinion. All right. right, so mutable earth is Virgo. I let an inner sense of quiet multiply each day as I strengthen my faith in the love of the universe. Remember, you delight in the love of life and bring a spirit of fun to all that you do. Remember joy. Right? So Virgo. Don't be so serious. Okay? I feel like for Virgo, it's really easy to be hypercritical of the self. And sometimes you just have to kind of laugh and giggle at your imperfections. And how much those imperfections attempt to ruin your day, and they don't have to. You know? They don't. They don't have to. You can have a cowlick that just for the life of you won't go down. And legit, you could decide to stick that cowlick straight up then. Fine. You don't want to go down? I'm going to stick you straight up and then go walk outside. And people will be like, what? But it would literally make people smile and make people laugh because you're letting it just be ridiculous. Like, instead of getting frustrated it's ridiculous, like, laugh at the ridiculousness, right? Literally, just laugh at the ridiculousness. It's fucking hilarious. Matter of fact, there's a show. Oh, what is that show? See, now I gotta look it up. Show... Is it called Ridiculousness? It's called Ridiculousness. It's funny. And then there's another show with the 4 friends, the 4 guys. Oh, tell me in the comments if you know what show that is. But they dare each other, essentially. They dare each other, and they keep track of, like, who fails and who passes, the challenges and whatever. And there's, like, a spin wheel or some shit. Like, tell me if you know exactly what show I'm talking about. But Virgo, it's like, allow yourself to find joy and laughter and fun inside the imperfections instead of getting so hung up, like, on what's messed up. Right? If your cat has a fucking conniption fit and knocks shit all over the fucking place, like, you could be like, oh my god, and have a meltdown. Because now you have so much to clean. Or you could take a picture of it and put it up on Instagram and just be like, the joys of cat ownership. And then follow it up with a picture of you holding your cat and caressing your cat like it's okay. Right? Because your cat knows you're upset. It was upset. Right? If your cat wasn't upset, it wouldn't have destroyed your pottery. So... You know, just laugh at the imperfections of life. Life is not perfect. People are not perfect. Situations are not perfect. And if you can just allow yourself to be still and let that inner peace kind of strengthen your faith in the divine, that everything works out okay. It's all good, right? There's tests of will and tests of patience and tests of joy, right? So, Virgo. Right, everything is falling into place, Virgo. All right, mutable air. Gemini. I let my inner sense of quiet multiply each day as I strengthen my faith in the love of the universe. Remember, you are ready to manifest your thoughts and transform them into acts of love, right? Remember expression. So, Gem. With this guidance, because Gemini's reading was difficult. Gemini's reading was difficult for me to give, to be fair. Because the different stuff going on in there was... It was insinuating or hinting at abuse, right? Whether it was mental, emotional, psychological, financial, physical. It was unfortunate. right? That either someone was being abused or being abusive, if not both. Okay, right? What's happening to one might be caused by the same person towards another. Right, when we feel out of control, we tend to put that energy on other people. Right, an example would be an abusive parent to their children. Like maybe the spouse is abusive to one parent, and so that parent is abusive to their children because they can't be abusive to their abuser, and so it kind of chain reacts. Let yourself really, as best you can, quiet your inner world. Remind yourself that the universe loves you and it will show you a way, and that maybe you just need to talk to the right person about it. Right? Maybe you just need to talk to the right person. And it's okay. You know, sometimes, you know, victims of abusive partners really need to talk to their friends and family and say, I'm really ready to let this go. Like, I really, really need to come home. It's that kind of bad. Maybe if you're a child, it's one thing to express it to someone that can't help you. It's another to express it to the school, right? If you go to the guidance counselor and say, listen, this is what I'm dealing with. I don't think this is normal, right? Or this isn't acceptable, right? You can express it to the right person and trust in yourself, right? Letting that sense of inner quiet, that trust that you're doing the right thing by yourself, right? And have strength and faith that the universe will respond for you, right? Express whatever needs to be expressed, that you are ready to manifest your thoughts and transform them into acts of love. You know, it's one thing too to express the way you feel about regret or wishing in hindsight that, you know, someone would come back or whatever to a friend. And it's quite different when you express it to the person that you actually miss too. You know, it is one thing to express it to a friend. It is another thing to express it to the person that's actually the subject of your thoughts, right? So, guidance as it resonates, Gem. Okay. Mutable water. Pisces. I let an inner sense of quiet multiply each day as I strengthen my faith in the love of the universe. Remember, you are aware that the love you create in your thoughts is an agent of change and the foundation of your results. Remember cause and effect. Pisces, every action you take and every action you don't take create a result. If you don't like the result that your actions or inactions have been taking, then now is the time to create new actions, right? Because Pisces was dealing with a freeloader in June. They've got a mooch again in July, right? They're still dealing with it. And maybe if you allow that strength in the universe to hold you and whoever is of your concern, right? Because we were especially talking about if you got kids that are just mooching the shit off you, right? Freeloaders. You're aware that the love you create in your thoughts is an agent of change and the foundation of your results. If doing what you're doing has not helped them and it's continuing to stress you out or cause hardship for you in some which way, shape, or form, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, it doesn't matter. If it's causing hardship for you, if they're making you feel guilty, making you feel like a terrible parent, if you put your foot down, right? Psychological war. You can become aware that the love you create in your thoughts, which is wanting them to be independent, wanting them to be happy, healthy, whole, may be achievable a different way, right? Maybe you just have to have peace within yourself with the choice that you're making. Peace, knowing that you will feel better, you will feel at peace in your life, knowing that you're making a certain choice. It's not going to stress you out anymore. It's not going to give you anxiety anymore. It's not going to psychologically harm you, mentally, emotionally, financially harm you anymore. And let it ripple. Right? Have faith that the universe will work it out, even if you don't know how that's going to happen. just know that the love you create in your thoughts is a change agent, and it is the foundation of your results, right, Pisces? Sometimes the best thing you could do to a baby bird is push it out the nest. And that can apply to friendship circles, that can apply to any situation, okay? Sometimes we just got to trust that what will bring us peace, truly, can bring others peace when we choose it for ourselves. All right? That was mutable water. So, y'all, I have faith that this guidance will help you in divine time whenever it is meant to catch you. And my love is with you. Stay tuned for all the bonus readings. And do not forget, do not forget that all of July's videos, their stats are going to determine who gets bonus videos in September. All right, so make sure you come back, double check your sign in a couple weeks, see how it resonates, leave comments, hit the like button if you freaking forgot. Hit the like button. And thank you for being in support of the channel. I have nothing but the highest eternal gratitude for all of you that tune in, not just for me, but for yourselves especially, and even more so for those of you who ripple and share this out to other people. Sometimes they just need to hear it, right? They just need to hear it. So my love and support is with you always. Until we next meet. Bye.